the question is, what do the other tech brands need to do to compete in the retail space? Joining us now is Jason Nolan, Senior IT Analyst with R.W. Baird, and John Rettinger, President of TechnoBuffalo. I mean, listen, we can go back in hindsight, and I was quoted on saying some pretty crazy things myself I would regret. But I guess I'll start with you, John. I mean, does a Microsoft or an HP have any chance to make inroads here, in your opinion?
Sure. So the bottom of the line is that there's slim to none chance of making these inroads. Apple has these Halo flagship products that John mentioned. You walk into an Apple store wanting to get some hands-on time with the new iPhone. You want to see what the iPad looks like. And while you're there, you happen to take a look at the new MacBook Pro. They also offer something that the other companies do not, and that's vertical integration. Apple controls everything from the software to the hardware, so they have an ecosystem that works in tune. Companies like HP and companies like Dell offer fantastic desktop offerings, but don't offer that vertical integration and that ecosystem that Apple can offer their consumers.
Jason, are you as negative as he is when it comes to competitors like HP trying to do stores? I mean, is there any market out there that Apple hasn't dominated where they maybe could make some inroads?
Well, I agree. I think HP and Dell should continue to use the channel for their consumer presence. HP's 25% consumer, Dell's 20% consumer.
And the channel for the novices out there, that's the Best Buys of the world. That's the typical retail fronts.
That's right. That's where they should stay. I don't think they have the portfolios to justify opening up standalone brick-and-mortar locations. But there are parts of the market that Apple doesn't address well, be it price-sensitive buyers. There's not a good hybrid device on the market, right, for both content consumption and productivity. That's another area of opportunity for HP and Dell. But I wouldn't say it justifies opening up retail branches to try to move those products.
Well, what about Microsoft's strategy here? Because it seems like they wanted to, and then they're so tepid in their rollout here of these stores, and we know what the Zune did. Are they going to follow through with this, or are they going to bail?
So if you've ever been to a Microsoft retail store, they look like Apple stores with multicolored T-shirts. It is almost an identical experience, with the products being a bit different. So you get a very similar experience, but you get the feeling that they are following suit. And in the consumer's mind, they're following suit with what Apple's done. They need something unique, and they need to carve out their own niche. A company like HP that just bought the Palm brand has something like the touchpad coming out, the Pre 3. They might have these Halo products to potentially make some inroads in the retail market, but I do agree they're best sticking with the channels that they're in right now.
I know my mother always said copying is the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, but it's also another great way to grow your business, though.
Jason, final thoughts here about what anything they could do, or is Apple just going to dominate in the retail space? Is there any risk for Apple to fail in the retail space?
Apple's going to continue to dominate for buyers that watch this show, right? People that can afford to buy those types of products. But a price-sensitive buyer in the States, buyers in emerging markets, people that want productivity, be it Microsoft Office, synchronization, Adobe Flash, a file tree, USB ports, there's an opportunity for other players to enter this market, but I think Apple continues to dominate the categories they already are dominating.
Although it does need to be pointed out that a lot of people laughed at Apple when they started out, so you really don't know what might be around the corner. But thanks to Jason and John for the conversation.
Thank you.